Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Junior.
And I've lost all track of time.
And we're
The Nerdy Bros. This is where I just deep breathe and try to figure out what day of the week it is because everything just melds together after staying awake through the night and only sleeping for like 3 or 4 hours every day. I don't know who I am.
That was nice.
Well, what is up, though, you guys? Real quick shout out to my buddy Joey. Thanks for always reaching out and berating me with your own opinions about the podcast, even though you're wrong, okay? Also, everyone reach out to Joey because he has never watched The Matrix or The Lord of the Rings, and I feel like he needs to be pelted with eggs.
Joey wasn't there that time that we watched all three of them?
He was not there. I feel like that was mainly your friends and then like Sam, Troy, and Jake. But I think it was
for some reason I
friends.
thought Ryan Hook and maybe Matt Chalfin were all almost.
Well, so like the thing
there.
was it was kind of a football thing. Like Nick and Ben and Sam, I think, also talked about it.
Lance was there.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like they talked about. Well, I mean that. Lance is Nick's brother, so like they talked about it, and then
I'm your brother.
Yeah, and then Sam was just like, "We could do it at my place. Like I have a projector and lives on a campground, so it's pretty cool."
Yeah. Watched all three Lord of the Rings in one sitting.
Yeah,
it was epic.
But my heart almost stopped. I was in high school and I bought a 4-pack of Monster, and like in the middle of the third one, I was like, "Is this death?"
I remember. We stopped. We went to Walmart and got a bunch of snacks. I remember we bought a whole box of those fruit snacks that we love.
Yeah, I just remember Nick got so mad because
people were eating.
No, it wasn't even people were eating, but I don't know. Especially you leave me, Troy, and I think also Jake just in the same room for too long, and like as amazing as I'm pretty sure we all love those movies. We were also in high school and just like doing stupid shit. So it was just like, I think we just started talking or making jokes a lot. And it was just pissing off Nick so much.
Yeah.
Can you guys shut up? God. Good
I remember
times.
one time Ben, Nick, and me were at Nick's house and we were watching Inglourious Bastards. And I he had a bag of Doritos in the room and I opened it and he just went, it just fucking gave me that stare, and I was like, just reached back down and put it back.
I'm so sorry. Are we known for being? I know for a fact I'm a loud ass chewer. Like if it's crunchy, I don't know what it is, but not that I chew with my mouth open. Obviously, I'm not a fucking animal, but it just
you're an animal. Chew.
The sound just resonates like an echo within my own mouth, and then just what is it?
I think the slower you try to chew, the louder it gets. You're like,
there is this kid. So
I don't know what the fuck we're talking about, by the way.
In my law enforcement class, we had we had people from 8 different schools, and there's this kid who was from Yorkville, and we're in the middle of a lecture, and you could we had vending machines in our classroom, so you could get stuff you wanted and just eat. It was no big deal, but there was, and I feel like this is partly the teacher's fault for having microwavable popcorn in the vending machine. But he got popcorn, made it, and then
made it during class?
Yeah,
or it was you have to do this shit before class starts.
I can't 100% remember. I think there was 2 breaks during where there was 2 quick 10-minute breaks to just kind of reconstitute yourself. And I don't remember if there was a microwave. I'm pretty sure there was a microwave in the classroom for it. So he made the popcorn. And that wasn't even people had made popcorn before. That wasn't even the big deal. It was how he ate it. And it was literally he would reach in, grab a handful, and then just loud ass chew it, right? But then it was the pause between. It wasn't just he's just trying to mull through the bag. It was just he kept doing these elaborate pauses to how he was eating popcorn. Then eventually our teacher was like, "That's it, throw it away. I'm done with you. Throw it away." It was hilarious. Oh man. We
All
were
right.
nah, that's
All right.
derailed before we even
Yeah,
really
we
got
derailed way early.
into it. Yeah, but anyways, guys, yeah, Joey's dumb. Like, watch The Matrix, watch Lord of the Rings, and watch The Hobbit for that matter too. You know what, Joey? Just for not watching any of that, watch the animated The Hobbit movie and the animated The Lord of the Rings movie because you deserve to watch those too. I can't remember enough about them to say they were good or bad. But anyways, guys, just as always, we're going to start the show off with something called Junior's Hot Take. And this is part of the episode where we talk about something new and upcoming and get Junior's hot take and hot opinion on it. And Junior, Marvel's been doing a lot of cool things on Disney Plus with like new shows, random stuff they did. Obviously, people lost their minds over Loki. They thought that was really cool, and people cannot wait for the second season. They did WandaVision, and then they also did The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which those two were definite setups for stuff that was going to happen next. Loki is also kind of a setup for what's going to happen next, but it's the only show that's gotten a second season. Currently, they're doing the What If series, which really, it has to do with the MCU, but they're all like an alternate reality
They're
of
all
what
like
could have
what
happened,
ifs?
and that's really cool. But there is a new show coming out, Hawkeye, starring that singer who was also
Haley
in
Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld. What do you think about that?
I'm into it.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. I like Hawkeye.
I was pretty.
But, like,
I thought it
it's-
was supposed to be his daughter, though. This is
Yeah.
supposed to be, I think, just someone he ends up training.
Oh, okay. So Haley Steinfeld isn't playing his daughter?
Is not playing his daughter.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the first I heard of it because I was like, I thought it was weird because they've already cast the person that played his daughter in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, they're just gonna, because now it's a bigger character, they're gonna be like, Haley Steinfeld was your daughter the whole time, and it's like, no, unless they fucking like went back and they were like, actually, it was like a daughter he had a long time ago that he doesn't know about.
So
then that he could have done that. But
So what is really cool is just like it's how far ahead I feel like the MCU is planning, and this is what I'm hoping for, obviously. Like, I'm really hoping this Hawkeye show isn't just gonna be like the Arrow, and they just keep like doing like whatever with it. Just like obviously, like I'm pretty sure the original Hawkeye is gonna be a part of the show. I'm pretty sure. So obviously, it's MCU canon. I think it's doing like this really cool setup for the Young Avengers because we've already seen two of them being Wanda and Vision's kids, and now you'll have Hawkeye, like that character who also ends up joining. I'm curious to see how they'll add everybody else. I'm extremely curious because like my favorite Young Avenger is Hulkling, and he's a Skrull Kree hybrid. So I want to see what they end up doing with that. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just excited if they end up doing like the Young Avengers.
But then, do you think that that will become its own show, or are they just going to do a Young Avengers movie?
I feel like it would be super badass if the Young Avengers ended up turning into its own show. I'd be okay with that. It doesn't have to be a movie. I mean, I've said this before. Like, if you put in the same type of production value that you did into Game of Thrones into any hero, it would be a fantastic series. It would be amazing. So, but yeah, I did not check when that's supposed to be coming out. Maybe it's Disney Plus has been doing a pretty good job of like every new month there's like a new show. You just usually wait like 2 or 3 weeks before it starts up. So, yeah, I am excited as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know too much about it or really anything at all about it. I just knew that it was going to be Haley Steinfeld. But yeah, up until right now, I thought that it was going to be like his daughter. So, I mean, yeah, the What If show, I watched like the first couple episodes. I haven't seen the newest one. That one's like, it's
awesome.
It's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool, but it's not like, hey, you got to watch this, otherwise you're not going to know what the hell's going on type of thing or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I also like. I feel
unless
like
at the very end of the season they're like, "Oh, this was all part of whatever the fuck," and then
to me, I like it especially because it's like kind of like a huge step towards like Marvel animations. Like we said this again on the show many times. Marvel animations cannot fucking touch DC animations. And like for this being like a Marvel animated show, it's really cool to me. I like it a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to see what's in store.
Cool.
But anyways, guys, in the last episode, we did the first half of the bracket for Disney versus Pixar. Really quickly, I just wanted to mention this is our 52nd episode, which means we've been doing the podcast for a year now.
Woo!
Fireworks and shit. Anyway, technically we're past our year mark, but like we talked about, we missed a couple episodes. But anyway, because we're doing the second half of a bracket and we're just going to be jumping right back into it and we're not doing like our normal segments and all that jazz that we usually do, we're going to give you guys one last chance to enter the giveaway. I'm going to put the link for the video in the description of this video, and I'm going to put it in the description of the episode if you just listen to the podcast. So it'll take you to the Nintendo 64 episode. All you have to do is leave a comment on that video. Like we said, we're going to be doing, there's going to be 3 winners. So you can win some free merch. So, I mean,
free merch, guys.
You
free
just
merch.
have to, all you have to do is leave a comment and be subscribed to the channel.
That's it.
So
that's it.
That's it. And you enter for a chance to win some free merch. So
either a tank top, a t-shirt, or a hoodie, decided by you when you win. Come on, guys.
So we're going to give you one last chance, and then we'll be announcing the winner or winners on the next episode. But without further ado, let's get into the second half of the bracket. As most of you will recall, the winner for the Disney side was the Hunchback of Notre Dame, who beat out Moana for it. So now we'll be doing the Pixar side, and I will be naming the movies.
Hopefully we won't be in much of a rush like we were on on last week's episode.
I don't feel like we were in that big of a rush. At the end, we kind of were, but
no, yeah, it was just, I don't know. It gets scary sometimes, you guys, because it's not fun.
Well, then why are you talking about it?
I don't know.
Just stop talking about it. You're wasting time. You're ruining it. All right. So the movies are as follows: Finding Nemo, Ratatouille, Brave, A Bug's Life, Cars, Incredibles 2, Toy Story 3, The Good Dinosaur, Monsters University, Luca, WALL-E, Toy Story 4, Finding Dory, Onward, Soul, Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Inside Out, Up, Coco, Cars 2, Toy Story 2, Cars 3, and The Incredibles. So,
and these are all the Pixar movies up to
yes,
date.
These are all the Pixar movies.
Why the
that
magic
have come
number
out.
was 24.
Yeah, so the newest one being Luca, which if you haven't seen, you should watch because it's amazing. It's really funny. All right, so the first one that's getting a bye is Finding Nemo, and the way that I did the buys is I went through just kind of like I did with Marvel, and I put in their earnings worldwide, their gross earnings worldwide, and I threw them into an inflation calculator for the ones that came out, like Toy Story that came out in like 95, to adjust to 2021. And the ones that made the most money got the buys. All right. So Finding Nemo gets a buy. The first matchup is Ratatouille versus Brave.
I like both of these movies. Let's start out to say, yeah.
I like one more than the other one.
You definitely like one more than the other one?
Yeah.
Is it Brave? Do you like Brave more than Ratatouille?
No, I like Ratatouille more.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I like Brave more than Ratatouille. I don't know. I definitely feel like it's a weird concept at the end that like food critic is totally and 100% okay with Remy. I'm pretty sure is the main character. Like just feeding, especially like it was super disgusting. Like at the end, all the chefs quit except for I think the main character's love interest, or not the main character's, the human main character's love interest.
Linguini.
Yeah, she's the only one that comes back, and then rats help out, and there's just like there's a scene where you just see like a horde of rats like goes through like soapy water, then comes out the other side, and they're like, we're clean, let's get to cooking, and it's like, no, please God, no. At least Remy was controlling the chef with his hair.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Well, here's the thing. Like, if you know me, you know that like I like to be in the kitchen and stuff like that. So I like to cook. So like I really like this movie because there was like a lot of like food, and also was just like really I don't know. Like being in the kitchen and stuff like that is really, really like a passion of mine. So that's why I really, really like this movie.
Oh, you're a little chef.
Brave. It's not that I dislike Brave. I think Brave is a really cool movie. And it's another one of those like empowering woman ones where it's like the parents just want her to just get married, and she's like, I'll be shooting for me own hand.
Yeah, they want her to just follow along like she's supposed to, like just be her role and not be anything else.
Right.
And she's not like that at all. So yes, I just
all right, I'll go with Brave.
Yeah, I just really like Brave.
I'll go with Brave.
Yeah.
The empowerment stuff. But like I said, I also just like that like Remy, the little chef, is kind of like, hey, yeah, I'm a rat, but like I also love food. Like besides just like old food, like when he gets his friend to eat like the piece of cheese and the grape.
It's his brother, isn't it?
Oh yeah, his brother.
Yeah, he's like, take a bite of the cheese.
I'll take a bite of the
grape.
Yeah.
And he just shoves the food in his mouth.
Yeah. All right. Next one, A Bug's Life versus Cars.
There's no competition. It's A Bug's Life.
Yeah, I love A Bug's Life.
A Bug's Life is so good.
I just recently like watched it again, and I couldn't imagine.
Max is like obsessed with it now.
Yeah, I couldn't like wrap my mind around how much I was like mixing it up with DreamWorks Ants.
Hopper is such an amazing early villain. Like, you see some of the other villains.
Let's ride.
Just, I don't know. Like, I think that was like one of the first, like to me, like a children's movie that really gave like a rise to like a villain's character besides just like, I'm a bad guy. And like, I don't know. I feel like most other villainous characters just kind of filled the role just like normally, and he gave you like depth to what he was doing. Like I definitely feel like a lot of the stuff that happened in that movie went over kids' heads like completely.
Yeah. Because it was all about like the system that he had in place. It also kind of like reminds me of like stuff that like Dad used to say about like people being like united in a united front was like how things got changed or how things came down. Because you know he says like
everyone watch A Bug's Life.
He's like the ants pick the food, the ants we eat the food and then we leave. Or how did it? I think I just fucked that up.
The ants pick the food, the grasshoppers eat the food, and then the grasshoppers leave. I feel like there was another thing. But I mean, it's only ants and grasshoppers. They don't really say anything else.
But then like he goes like, the ants pick the food, the ants keep the food, and the grasshoppers leave.
Yeah, that's at the end.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think originally it's just the ants pick the food and the grasshoppers eat the food. And then Flick adds that at the end.
Yeah, that they keep the food and the grasshoppers leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd like his speech too before like he gets the
and
living
you need us.
Yeah, the living shit.
Don't you? Yeah.
Yeah. And no, he says, and you know it. Don't you? And then just snaps his fingers. That crazy grasshopper comes out, beats the piss out of him.
Well, he tells them, like, when they're back at that, like, cantina place that's, like, under the sombrero.
Yeah.
Hopper, like, tells them, is like, they outnumber us, like,
after
50
he
to
murders,
1.
those, like, 2-3 guys?
Yeah, those 3 guys.
He's just like, Did that hurt? No. Well, how about this? No.
How about this?
And then just opens it and murders them.
Yeah, they just got like run over.
Those
like,
ants outnumber us 100-1. If they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life, dude. It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
Cars? No, you got shit. You got shit. Cars. Mater, hilarious.
I told you, I really just don't like the Cars movies that much.
I love that Owen Wilson is the voice of Lightning McQueen. And just like, it was a good movie. It's not a bad movie. What was it? Our younger brother always what the hell was the town he gets stuck in for a while?
It's Radiator Falls.
Radiator Falls, yeah. Then Flo.
No, Radiator Springs.
Radiator Springs, yeah. And Flo runs like a gas station, and at one point, I'm pretty sure Lightning McQueen goes, "Flo, what do you have?" "I have gas." And Mater starts losing his mind. Oh god, that scene cracks me up every time. But like that's definitely a movie where it's just like, it's one where it's just like don't put yourself like so high on a pedestal. It's basically like, be like, you have to be humble. Like, don't be like a prick, depending on like where you're at. But yeah, no, it doesn't touch A Bug's Life.
Yeah. All right. So A Bug's Life wins. Incredibles 2 gets the bye. Toy Story 3 gets the bye. The next matchup is The Good Dinosaur and Monsters University.
I love The Good Dinosaur.
I feel like I think
so
I've only
much.
seen both of these once. I think I saw Monsters University in theater. I may have seen it one other time afterwards, but I've only seen The Good Dinosaur once.
I love the spin on, I can't remember what other movie I compared this to, but like I just said The Good Dinosaur did it better. And because it's literally just like, normally the way you would see this is like a human kind of befriending some animal or whatever and trying to make it back home. And in this one,
So I swear to God, it was Alpha. Because
It's not Alpha.
I made you watch Alpha.
but it wasn't Alpha.
I feel like it was. You're just saying it's not, but I feel that's exactly what it was.
Maybe now that I'm thinking about it, I guess he was just trying to get back home.
He was just trying to get back home.
But again, like to me, Alpha was again the origin story behind the domestication of dogs too. And in this one, they don't really domesticate. He doesn't. Well, like he somewhat domesticates them for like the time being they're together. But I would find that to be more as a friendship instead of a domestication. And then at the end, Spot goes to live with other humans. I don't know.
And the dinosaur's name is Arlo, right?
Yeah, Arlo. Arlo, his brother's name was like Buck. And I just remember that like at the beginning when they're all hatching, Buck gets like a stick and just starts hitting Arlo in the head with the stick. But I don't know. It's such a great movie. And once again, Disney coming in hard for the feels and just murdering the father right at the beginning of that movie.
Does he just get swept away?
Yeah, because they're chasing after, because Spot is like eating their reserves of food. So they like kind of set a trap for him. And then I think originally Arlo like lets him go. And then his dad's like, "No, what'd you do that for?" And they're chasing after him. And then, yeah, there's like a storm, a flood happens, and it ends up like overtaking like Arlo's dad. And he's like, yeah, getting mad at Spot at first, like super cross with him or whatever. But then, yeah, they like bond. I don't know. It was just really cool. And like, it also shows you like other dinosaurs and how like they live and have like their own quote unquote like farms. Like, I'm pretty sure he meets like T-Rexes that essentially like raise cows. And then they have to like fend off against like cattle rustlers, which are like velociraptors. I don't know. It was really cool. It was a great movie. I love The Good Dinosaur. Such a good movie.
But the thing that what is cool is because they don't do this very often, but Monsters University is a prequel.
Yes.
But it was like really cool too. And also like, I just like how for some reason Disney like puts out other movies and they're like, you know what? Let's do a prequel to Monsters Inc. And it's like 10 years later.
And they even like at the end too, they show you how like Mike and Sully end up where they're at.
Yeah.
Cause like now, like I know the Disney Plus show they have Mike and Sully in them.
That's like Monsters at Work or something like that.
Yeah. They're like side characters. They're not like huge in the show. The show revolves around other people, or other monsters. But I don't know. To me, like Monsters University, yeah, it was a prequel and kind of showed you like how they got to where they're at now.
But Monsters University was really, really funny.
Yes.
And like the Good Dinosaur, like you said, it was more like a heartfelt movie.
Yes.
And Monsters University was like, these are established characters that you already like, and this is just funny about like their college experience.
I mean, it was really only just two characters that you already knew.
Nah, Randall was in it too.
Not prominently though. I think you only got to see him for like a little bit. Like I think they like meet or whatever.
No, he meets him and they kind of start to be friends, and towards the end of it, that's kind of where he turns.
Yeah, because like, Randall's like kind of like nerdy or something when they like first meet him.
Yes.
I've seen Monsters University like once. I've seen The Good Dinosaur like 3 times. I like The Good Dinosaur.
All right, I'll go with you. I'll go with The Good Dinosaur. With you. Only because, like I said, I think I've only seen like each of these like one time, and like one's like kind of like a touchy feely, and the other one's like a hey, this is a movie for fun. Next is Luca and Wally.
Oh man.
One's like brand new. Well, one's the newest movie.
Yeah, one's the newest Pixar.
I don't know. I'll flat out just tell you, I didn't really like Wally that much.
I feel like you're batshit crazy for not liking it at all. I thought it was so good.
Nah, I don't know. Like it was to me, it was depressing as hell.
But I feel like that should be kind of like part of the impact of it. To show you like where more.
It's like, hey, look at this. Humans fucked up the whole world, and here's this robot that happened to find like a flower. Like I get it. It was kind of like Earth's rebirth, and like Wally was trying to save it.
Well, it was no. Wally is totally on just a mission of love. Eve is the one was supposed to be looking for plant life.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
that the humans could know that they could come back to
Wally
Earth.
just put garbage into himself and then made little boxes.
He was basically just a tiny little trash compactor.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. It's so good, and then like also just the like villain of that movie ends up being like the AI of like the ship that
houses all the humans.
I don't know if it's just like a battle for like control, that it's just like, no, like you guys have to stay on like this ship order, because I haven't seen
the AI basically would lose its purpose if the humans decided that they were like, oh, okay, let's go back to Earth because now we have a plan and now we can rebuild and
also
shit.
just the life that humans were living up on that space station is just like, what the hell happened to you guys?
Yeah, it was like their bones like weren't even connected anymore. They were like basically like big old jelly balls and shit.
Yeah, because they had been sitting for so long, and like all of their food was like constantly just in like a smoothie or something.
Yeah,
and I remember at like one point
that movie was depressing.
Everyone's wearing like a blue tracksuit or something, and then they're like new fashion, and it's like now it's like a red tracksuit, and like literally within like 10 seconds, everyone quickly changes the color of their tracksuit.
Yeah. I think I've only seen that once, but I've seen Luca like 3 times because that's like Max's favorite movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Luca, again, spoilers for everything, but if you haven't seen Luca, it's Disney Pixar's newest Pixar movie, and it's about Luca and Alberto.
Ciao, I'm Alberto.
And they're two like they're not even like mermaids. They're like
it's like fishmen.
Yeah, they're like fish creatures. And they like live under the water, but when they come out of the water, they dry off. As long as they stay completely dry, they look like human beings.
Well, they have to like transform though, right?
No, like as soon as they walk out of the water, they just transform. Like they don't have to like transform. They just transform.
Isn't at the beginning of the movie, Luca has to practice doing it?
No, Luca has to practice walking because he doesn't know how to walk.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
But like that one also has like the element of like Alberto is he like basically pulls Luca into this adventure because he's alone in the world. Yeah. His dad left him and never came back for him. And He just wants them.
There's a lot of different, like, I feel like tropes that kind of happen to it. It's not just one.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's one of the things where, like, you should, like, I feel like the main one,
You
especially
get like
at the
Finding
end,
Nemo vibes. Like the mom's like, it's dangerous. I want you to stay here. And then she's like gonna send him away to be like live deep into the ocean, far away from like the shore. And he's like, why? No, I want to be here. And Alberto's all about, he's like selfish because he's like, dude, you're my friend and I don't want to lose you because I don't have anybody else in this world. Yeah. But he won't tell him that.
But it's also about, like, obviously acceptance of just, like, you should judge someone based on, like, how they treat you, not by how they look.
Yeah.
So, it tackles a lot of things. Luca's a fantastic movie. Don't get me wrong. And if I'm being honest, like, yes. Wall-E gives you the feels.
Wall-E is a cautionary tale. And Luca is like, we're going to teach you, like, lessons about life and stuff.
Well, I mean, I feel like...
yes.
Yeah. Wall-E also teaches you lessons on life that you should learn from the cautionary tale. But yes, you're right. But yeah, no, I think Luca does a good balance of like giving you those lessons and also being like a very good, heartfelt, funny movie. So I would concede to Luca, but like you're dead wrong about like not liking Wall-E.
I just said, to me, it was just like really depressing. Toy Story 4 gets the next buy. Finding Dory gets the next buy.
I love Finding Dory.
Onward and Soul are the next matchup.
Ooh.
We had not seen Soul
and then we
until
watched
like,
it.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 days ago.
And the trailers did not lead me to believe the correct thing that was going to happen in the movie. I thought it was about like the afterlife. It's not at all about the afterlife at all. You never see the afterlife.
Yeah, you never do.
They actually end up more time on Earth than what I thought the movie was supposed to be about. And it was a great movie. Hilarious.
Yeah, I liked it. And it was really funny. Yeah, same thing. I thought like it was purely about, hey, this guy dies and now you're going to see the other side of that. And like, but
also,
I kind of
never actually died, which was kind of bogus if you think about it.
Yeah. He was just like in the hospital.
He was in the hospital, yeah.
Yeah, he was like in the hospital in a coma, and it was like, well, basically you're dead. So we're just like, as soon as his soul would have moved on, then like he would have ended up dying or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I liked the way that like they teased. It was like, you're about to go in the afterlife, and you just see them like static, and then they're just gone.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, you have to cross over to find out what happens. And they just keep showing you like that. This is where you're going, but he never actually gets there. So we never actually get to see what it is. But if you think about it, like Coco kind of already showed us that. But like, we'll get into that when we get to Coco. But, yeah. I like Soul. I like Soul. I thought it was really funny. But Onward
was so good.
Yeah, Onward was really good. Plus, for us being like super nerds and like being into like D&D and like mythical creatures and all that, like the Manticore stuff and the wizard stuff and like how like everything was like running on magic, and then they were kind of like, oh,
that was such an amazing concept.
Yeah.
Like the beginning of that, where it's literally like a wizard like trying to light up a house, and then some dude in the next like house over like invents electricity, and everyone's like, oh, what's this? That's like when like a time traveler goes into the past and like lights a lighter, and everyone's like, black magic, and they freak out, and it's no.
This is science.
This is very
Yeah, this is rudimentary shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it. Plus, it was the same. It gave you the thing about like, it just like it sucked, and I'm glad that at the very end it like turned out good. But like, it sucked that they were trying to like bring their dad back for that 24-hour spell thing, and they only made it up to his legs.
Yeah,
and it was like, God, you could just give him like the upper half.
And again, Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, so good together.
Yeah,
it was so awesome.
Yeah, I really, really, really liked Onward.
Yeah, Onward.
Yeah, Onward.
Onward with the bracket cheater.
All right. The next matchup is Toy Story and Monsters, Inc.
Ooh. This again, two worlds from the newest Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, the Toy Story world was really fun.
The Toy Story world was. So was the Monsters Inc. one though too.
Not really, because it was a lot of just riding on rails and jumping through the doors. And
I had fun with it.
Both great movies. Here's the thing. Both great movies. Monsters Inc. gives you some real good feels, especially with fuck, I'm totally blanking on her name.
You want to know what's funny? I forgot to mention this one. Joey also texted me saying he was like screaming at us like John Goodman, which once again is the voice of Sully.
Oh yeah.
When we couldn't like think of who it was, he was like yelling at us apparently while he was listening to the podcast.
Yeah, so John Goodman and Billy Crystal plays Mike Wazowski. And why am I blanking on the little girl?
Boo.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Boo.
I don't think she was. I mean, she probably was played by someone, but I mean,
yeah, but Boo. That's the. I couldn't think of the name.
I don't think she said.
I think
like,
what is it like? Her real name is like Mary or something like that.
Do they end up saying?
I think you see it somewhere in her room or something like that. I don't remember.
Well, it came in here. Well, it picked me up with its mind powers and shook me like a dog. Yeah.
What's the
flew
code?
right over me and blasted the car with its laser vision. Dude, I love
What's the code?
It's we got it 2319.
Yeah, something like that.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's a sock.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just like clothes touching a monster.
I don't think it's just clothes. I think it's like human stuff, like touching a monster.
Yeah. Look at it, 2319.
Okay, so
poor guy.
So yeah, you get that like heartfelt stuff with like Boo and Sully at the end and all that. My issue is Toy Story's OG, yo. That is the very first Pixar movie. And Toy Story... Look, let's be blunt. How many times have you seen Toy Story?
Yo, so many times.
Easily like 20,
But I also have seen
Monsters.
Monsters Inc. was still in our childhood too. I've seen both movies many times. Also, Monsters Inc. had that blue VHS tape. Fucking mint.
Yeah. Fucking
mint.
But I feel like we quote Toy Story way more.
You're not wrong. Yeah, that is true. There's so many funny parts of Monster
Buzz,
Inc.
look at alien!
Ah! You actually think you're the Buzz Lightyear? Oh.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Oh, no. Buzz, look at alien. Where? You are a toy.
Okay, then Mr. Lightbeer, prove it. Like I love how like I didn't even understand that till like I watched it like when I was older. I was like, oh, he called him Light Beer. I was like, that's hilarious. It's look, dude, for me, it's got to be Toy Story because
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, it's Toy Story. It's Toy Story all the way.
All right,
Andy's coming. You just fall over.
Yeah. Inside Out gets the next buy, and Up gets the next buy. Now we got this is fucking not even a competition. We got Coco and Cars 2.
Let's put it out there right now, guys. The Cars sequels.
Cars 2 was probably I've seen Cars 2. I have not seen Cars 3. But I
cannot remember what happens in Cars 3. Cars 2 had a cool plot, though, and I liked Mater getting confused as a secret agent.
Yeah, then like Finn McMissile and all that shit.
Yeah,
it was
but
pretty cool.
But just as a whole, no.
I think it was Michael Caine was Finn McMissile.
Yeah. But I don't know.
But it's not better than Coco.
Hell no.
Anyway, so yeah, what I was saying about like Coco was like in Coco you actually do see the afterlife.
It's like they gave it like 2 afterlives. I was like, Jesus Christ, you die and then you can die again?
Yes.
If you get forgotten by your family.
No. It's like if you get forgotten, then you can't cross the bridge to make it to like for the Day of the Dead celebration.
No. There's a scene.
Oh, if you get forgotten
get forgotten entirely, yeah, there's a scene where there's just like a skeleton dude on a boat and it's like his family doesn't remember him anymore. And then he like...
It's like they get Alzheimer's and they forget who they are too, isn't it?
No, it's like he like died a second time, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know. Coco was awesome though.
Yeah. Good soundtrack, really good cast too.
Yeah. So many funny moments throughout it. Just the animation and the artwork and all of it too was fucking amazing. It was like fireworks that stood still almost the entire time, and it was just beautiful. Like they didn't dissipate. It was just there.
Yeah, the colors in that movie were amazing. All right, so yeah, Coco wins. All right,
Also, just the soundtrack. Great song.
Toy Story 2, Cars 3.
So, once again,
Toy Story 2.
Yeah, Toy Story 2.
We don't have to like talk about this one.
We don't have to. No one cares about Cars 3. Some of these were just bye-bye.
And then the final bye goes to The Incredibles. So we are on to the next second round. We got Finding Nemo versus Brave.
It's Finding Nemo.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it has to be
Finding Nemo. It has to be, dude. Such. It doesn't matter that like, and so many times for so many live action films that, you know what's funny? I'm pretty sure Cars 2 and 3, those sequels came out relatively quickly. Incredibles 2 and Finding Dory came out like almost a decade apart from each other.
Well, I think it was like a decade.
But great movies, like exactly what a sequel needs to be if you're gonna make another one. But Finding Nemo and The Incredibles in their own right are just fantastic movies, like alone. I love the whole like thing about like Marlin tells a story to like Dory and those baby sea turtles, and then all of a sudden like that story travels so far to the point that it reaches Nemo. Like that's so awesome.
Yeah. The word of mouth gossip and all that stuff.
Yeah, and just how it got. Well, I mean, it traveled nearly like how far away or whatever. It was fantastic.
Yeah, all the way to P42 Sydney, Wallaby Way, whatever the fuck.
Wallaby Way, Sydney. Yeah.
P42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. All right.
Also, just Dory's character too, and like, it's like both character developments and stuff, and how like.
Hey, why are you following me?
Yeah. A boat. Hey, I've seen a boat. He touched the butt. It's, oh my God, such a good movie.
All right.
Fishy, why are you sleeping?
Piranhas live in the Amazon. All right. The next one, we got A Bug's Life versus Incredibles 2. I'm not gonna lie, this one's easy for me.
You're gonna say A Bug's Life too,
yeah, I am gonna say Bug's Life. For some reason, dude, it sucks because like I think that Incredibles 2 rode on the fact that it was Incredibles. It was like, yo, you have to see this. It's Incredibles 2. Honestly, the story was not that good.
I really, really enjoyed it though.
Like that's the thing. For waiting for that long, it was a letdown. I'm not saying that it wasn't a good movie, but for having to wait that long, it was a letdown.
I feel like
the best parts was Jack and his powers. That was really like the best part of the movie.
Yeah. Once again, yes, I agree with you that it's A Bug's Life, but I think I could kind of say like, yeah, maybe they could have done maybe something like a little bit different with some of the plot, but I still feel like, I don't know. I thought it was really good. And with the fact that I won't really say that I immediately saw the villain being who the villain was, but I did like what ended up happening and how they basically ended up taking all these like new age and some older heroes that were just like, well, if they're doing it now, we can do it. And you got to see some other superpowered people instead of just, the Incredibles and Frozone like you did originally. So I don't know. I really liked it, but yeah, I'd give it to A Bug's Life.
All right. The next one is Toy Story 3 versus The Good Dinosaur.
Toy Story 3 is my least favorite.
Toy Story 3 is also my least favorite.
But
it's still Toy Story.
This doesn't mean anything.
I mean, fucking Buzz and Woody are fucking everything.
However, I did like how Buzz got like reset and then was put on like Spanish mode.
Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Also, not gonna lie, like I also saw this one in theaters because it came out like 2010 when I was like 18. And thinking that they were about to all be like incinerated, was that not like the most like, oh my God, no? I mean, like, part of you is like, this is Disney. It's not going to happen. But for a split second,
but at the same time,
Jesus
really,
Christ.
really, this is Disney. It's not going to happen. They fucking the kings and queens of murdering parents.
Plus, it's like Andy's last movie, and also he like he's like, here you go, Bonnie. Like all these toys brought me joy and happiness for all these years, and I hope they bring you like joy and happiness. It was like a good like a a passing time. What was that fucking joke by John Mulaney? And the doctor was wearing glasses, signifying the passing of time. I don't know. Like I'll agree with you. Toy Story 3 is my least favorite of the Toy Stories. But again, I've only seen The Good Dinosaur once, and I've seen the Toy Story 3 like 3 times.
I feel like Toy Story 1 and 2 are such great movies, and they had such fantastic messages. And then Toy Story 4 had like another great like plot and everything. I didn't like compared to like, I mean, I know we're not comparing it to the other 3 movies right now, but still like it was really like, it was lacking so much for me for being like a Toy Story movie. And again, like I'm a huge fan of like The Good Dinosaur.
But we do get to meet the new characters that Bonnie already has.
Yes. Some of them, yeah. The rhino's
like,
hilarious.
Was it Peanut Butter Cup? Isn't that the name of the unicorn?
Maybe. It's like a unicorn, it's a rhino.
No, it's the Triceratops.
Oh yeah, Triceratops on a rhino.
Tracy.
Getting kind of hot in these rhinos.
Mr. Prickle Pants. The little hedgehog with the...
Oh yeah.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. I give it to The Good Dinosaur.
All right. Well, I mean, that's fine. We'll just give it to The Good Dinosaur. All right. The next matchup is Luca versus Toy Story 4. Like...
No, like it's no contest here. Like I don't think you get such a beautiful, wholesome Disney Pixar moment as
Woody saying
goodbye and finally
like
choosing to stay.
Yeah, like staying with Bo Peep.
That was
because you
so
totally lose.
Awesome.
I don't even remember Bo Peep. Bo Peep is not in any other movie after the first one, right? I don't remember her in Toy Story 2.
She's there at the beginning when she's saying goodbye to Buzz because she says give Woody something from me, and she gives him a kiss on the cheek, and Buzz gets like flustered and is just like, I don't think it'll mean the same thing.
No, but that happens in Toy Story 4. I'm saying like you don't see Bo Peep in Toy Story 2.
I just said you do.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the flashback in Toy Story 4.
No,
like at the
I'm
beginning
not.
of the movie.
No, I'm not. That doesn't happen in Toy Story 4. That happens in Toy Story 2 because it's right when they're going to go save Woody from Al.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see her at all. In Toy Story 3, she's not even like mentioned. You don't find out till Toy Story 4 that she got
what happened.
That she got like donated.
No,
and she asked Woody to come with her.
I agree. Like I said, I totally because he's like, what? No, like Andy, like I need Andy still. And he stays
I think
back.
it was more of like Andy still needs me. Why he's not that he's still.
Well, they said like Toy Story 4 was like Andy's goodbye, and Toy Story 3 was Andy's goodbye, and Toy Story 4 was Woody's goodbye.
I mean, I would be like, if they made a Toy Story 5 without Woody and like Buzz together, I feel like I would be so disappointed.
Well, it's like all the other shows that you've ever watched that you just stop watching after like season 5 when the main character is like, I'm not in this show anymore.
And you're like, why?
And then you're like, okay, I don't need the rest of this anymore.
But it's so good. Also, I loved the that doll in the like, what was it, like an antique shop?
Gabby?
And she just had all these like dummies, like creepy dummies as like her henchmen.
Bernard?
Yeah, like I thought that was
well,
awesome.
She had more than one, but I think like the main one's like Bernard or something like that.
Also, Keanu Reeves.
Yes, Keanu Reeves for me like stole that movie because he was hilarious.
Yeah.
This is for you, Bernard.
In a role that technically, I don't know if you know what's funny is that everyone thinks of him as this action star, but isn't his like original Inception with Bill and Ted?
I don't know if that's like his first movie, but like, yes, Bill and Ted is like a comedy.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess you're right. I don't know that it is his first movie because I know he was in that.
I've seen some of his older movies when he was like really young.
Well, isn't he super young in the Bill and Ted movie?
Yeah. But like I've seen other movies and they're like dramas. They're not even like action movies. They're
Well,
just like
that
dramas.
that Dracula movie, he's in that.
Yeah.
He's in that. But
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know him in anything else that's like the next thing to me was like The Matrix, right? That's the next thing to me.
Well, I feel like that's like the movies that we like learned like for us. Excuse me. Bill and Ted was like a little bit before our time. I have seen them, but like they came just a little bit before our time.
Did you watch the newest one?
I haven't. Okay. No. All right. So Toy Story 4 wins this one. Next round, we got Finding Dory versus Onward. Now, you literally just self-proclaimed that you love Finding Dory.
I do love Finding Dory. It was so good. Oh my God, baby Dory is so adorable. How did her eyes get that big?
I think I've only seen Finding Dory once. Well, if I'm being honest, I've only seen Onward once.
The fact that the animators were somehow able to give a fish a receding hairline was fucking super artistic. Like how they even figured that out when fish don't have hair.
Then was it? I can't remember. Ty. His fucking name is Ty Burrell or something like that. It's Phil from Modern Family.
Oh.
He plays like the whale.
Oh yeah.
And
Ooh.
and then the Ed O'Neill, their dad from Modern Family. He's the octopus.
Oh, the octopus was such a good character too.
Yeah.
For like what he wanted and what he ended up doing. Now that I don't know.
I'll go with Finding Dory.
Finding Dory was so good. I loved that movie. And just like
Dory gets like find her family.
And I mean, I guess it doesn't
like
tell you like
reunited.
I don't know what the lifespan of Dory's fish species kind is, but again, it probably fish more or less might perceive time the same way that dogs do, in the fact that like, you know, people always say like dog years is probably something along those like fish years too. Like they spent their entire life like elongating a path to hopefully find Dory one day, and like I don't know, that's amazing. Like fucking parents of like the millennia, go to them.
All right, next we got Toy Story versus Inside Out.
Again, this is probably one of those where I feel like I would like to say it's like a no contest again, but also Inside Out like did one of the coolest things that I feel like, and not just that Disney did, but I think it's like one of the coolest things.
I really liked Inside Out.
Yeah. I think it was so, the concept was so cool.
Yeah, and it was really funny.
Also, some of like the undertones that kids maybe didn't pay attention to right away, like the fact that sadness was in charge in like the mom's body and anger was in charge in the dad's body, was just like, here's a couple gut punches for you guys. Like, take a look at what your lives will turn into if you just stop forgetting about joy. But
yeah. No, yeah. And then, I just like all the, like, at first it was like 3 worlds, and then there was like 5 worlds that, like, as she was growing up, and it was like puberty world was gonna, like, start coming or whatever. And, like, I thought it was a really, really cool concept, how it was, like, all these, like, things, like, they were going on in her brain, but you still got to see what was going on in the real world, too. And then it kept going back into but I'm not gonna lie, like, talk about, like, killing parents, like, killing her imaginary friend.
Yo, that was brutal.
Next level brutality.
Yeah, it was very brutal.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, the sacrifice to get Joy back. That was a next level fucking.
Yeah, because they had to, like, build a ramp, and it's just like
they had to sing the song to get the rocket.
Fueled by song.
Yeah. And it was like the death of
saying bing bong bing bong, then just burn.
It was like the death of innocence. It was like the death of her childhood was gone with this guy. Like, he was like, yeah, she's like forgot about me. This is where all the forgotten memories are down here. And it was like, God damn, like, just really getting after it here.
Also, I love the reoccurring joke of the song, the bubblegum song or whatever that keeps getting stuck in your head. Sometimes we just like to do this. Let's do it again. And they just shove the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. The more we talk about it, I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel the same way. Like Toy Story should just win because it's Toy Story, but like, I feel like Inside Out has like. Inside Out might be a little bit better than the original Toy Story.
You know what? I concede defeat. I do think Inside Out is better than Toy Story.
Like we're just like, oh, this is a one-sided, and then we just end up talking ourselves out of it by going like, Inside Out's really good.
And that's what this podcast is for.
All right. The next one is Up and Coco.
Oh man.
Both dealing with like death. Man, that
when we
beginning
talk,
of the movie.
When we talk about Disney murdering people, like this is like the highest tier of let me show you their life from like the inception of when they meet.
From their childhood.
Not only did I take away her ability to give them a kid, let me also murder her. Like, Jesus Christ.
In the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Disney. Give us a moment to breathe after we're done sobbing, for Christ's sake.
We watched Up with our grandma after Grandpa had just passed away. Do you remember that?
No. I didn't remember it was with her for the first time.
Yeah. I really like Up. And Coco does it to you differently. His grandma Coco doesn't pass away until the very end of the movie.
Oh my God, though! But the end. Oh God, the end of Coco. So here's my thing. Here's my thing with Up. Up has such an amazing, strong start. But then after that, to me, I think they had like a cool villain and like where they ended up.
Like
also,
lulls.
everything that he does with the house with the balloon and stuff. But like to me, it kind of lulls. Like good start. It has a good it has a strong start and it has like a good finish. The characters are like really funny and stuff, and the stuff that happens on the island is cool.
He bestows the Ellie badge to him at the end.
Yeah. But to me, like I think Coco is like strong, like all the way through.
Yeah, I'd have to also say Coco. Also, we might be biased because we're Mexican.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, the final one: Toy Story 2 versus The Incredibles.
Toy Story 2 is my favorite.
Toy Story 2 is my favorite also. This is like a clear winner here. I'll be honest, like when The Incredibles first came out, like I was not that big of a fan. Like
I love Syndrome so much.
It like grew on me. Incredibles ended up growing on me, and then like I like The Incredibles.
You sly dog. You caught me monologuing. Who is that?
Incrediboy?
Yeah. That's who the hell is Syndrome? I'm Syndrome, your nemesis. I think his name is also Jason. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I will look. Buddy. It's Buddy. It's Jason Lee.
Jason Lee. Yes. Okay, I was right. Yeah. I was like, I knew it was Jason. I just couldn't remember what his last name was.
Oh, yeah. He's in the...
He's in the Clerks movies.
He's in the Clerks movies, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I loved... Also, just the end where he gets, like, sucked into the...
No capes!
jet engine, yeah. No capes at all, but...
Yeah, Toy Story 2 is my favorite one.
I don't know, like... But also, like, Incredibles had such, like, a... It was kind of like a badass story. Like, number one, you've got, heroes in this world that end up getting, like, sued so often because of, like, the stuff that happens with them. You know what it kind of gives me vibes of? Think of think of The Boys, right? That world. I mean, obviously the heroes aren't such big pieces of shit, but in like The Incredibles, it was like you got accused and somehow the government wasn't completely backing you. It like ended up turning into like, dude, we have to keep giving these people money because you did this or you did that. And now, like, you guys have to completely go into, like...
Yeah, that guy being like, I didn't want to be saved or whatever. And
yeah, that was also kind of like a heavy topic, too.
Yeah,
like some guy tries to kill himself, and Mr. Incredible saves him and breaks his neck, and then he, like, sues him.
Yeah.
Mr. Sansweet didn't want to be saved. Mr. Sansweet didn't ask to be saved.
Yeah. No. But I totally agree, because it is, like, a really cool concept that's, like, heroes are there, but like it's all that aftermath stuff that like most people don't think about. Like Superman and all them destroy the city and all that fucking trying to stop the Joker, and then it's like, and you save the city. Also, 18 people died in the process.
You know what's the only what's the only plot hole in that is kind of like the same thing that I would always say when it came to like the argument between like Marvel Civil War, where it became like now heroes need to be registered and they can only be sanctioned by the government, and if not, they have to like retire, quit, whatever. And it just turns into, okay, let's say we're just like, no, I'm not going to be your tool if you're not going to let me, who's been making like the morally good choices, like do what I've been doing. Fine, I just won't help you. Where the fuck did the villains go in The Incredibles? Because that's always the thing. Like, you trying to just retire, like, superpowered people from saving the world from all these villains, or, like, obviously, like, natural disasters happen and you can't necessarily, like, sometimes they just happen. There's no, like, stopping them. It's just the world. But villains can be stopped. So that was, like, one plot hole in The Incredibles where it's just like, okay, fine. Like, you forced them to retire. What happened to all the villains? They just also were like, well, if there's no heroes, I'm stopping my world domination. Like, hell no. If there were heroes and villains and you forced heroes into retirement like they did in The Incredibles, the villains would have taken over so long ago. That was my only, like, plot hole with Incredibles.
Yeah. What's the, but then all of a sudden at the end, the Underminer.
Yeah,
so, like,
he's just like, oh, the heroes are back. Let me come out of retirement. Like, no, come on, that's garbage. The only hero the only villain that I would give that to is like the Joker, and they do this. I think it's Batman: The Dark Knight. I think it's called. It's a 2-part. It's 2 movies, like part 1 and part 2 for DC animation, and it's like an older Batman. And the Joker's pretty much become like almost catatonic since the Batman went into retirement, because it was like my like arch rival is gone and my whole reason for like either me killing him or trying to get him to laugh or blah, all this stuff. That's the only villain that I'll give to, like, he, like, part of his madness was this whole cat and mouse game between him and Batman. The only villain allowed to stop doing shit if like his hero retired. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. On to the third round.
Wait, who did we give it to? Did we just say Toy Story 2? Okay,
yeah.
okay. I'm just asking.
We got Finding Nemo versus A Bug's Life. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Finding Nemo.
Really?
What?
Really? Damn! I thought you were gonna go.
I thought that you were gonna go with Finding Nemo.
Once again.
This never happens.
Once again, dude, the ending of A Bug's Life is so good. I don't think any other Disney movie has ever done what A Bug's Life did.
No, I totally agree with you that A Bug's Life has that, like, the people rise up and they take back, and it's like, you're not gonna do this. We're not gonna be oppressed by you. Totally. That movie is amazing.
I just thought of another movie that does it, and it's on the opposite side of the bracket.
Lion King?
No, it's The Hunchback.
Oh, I guess, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Take
back the city from the corrupt judge.
Yeah. Okay.
Judge Garofalo.
So, the only reason I thought that you were for sure going to say Finding Nemo, but it's like, because yes, The Bug's Life has like that bigger message, like, you know, stand up to bullies and, like, you know, believe in yourselves and believe in what you're capable of. But like Finding Nemo has, I mean, Nemo finding his dad when they reunite at the end, is that not like one of the most like heartfelt moments like ever?
If we're talking like Disney as a whole, I wouldn't say it's. Oh no, you're right, because what is it? Doesn't one of them find them and think they're dead?
Yeah. Marlin sees Nemo upside down in the bag and he thinks that he's dead.
Yeah.
And then and then when Nemo gets back into the ocean, he ends up finding Marlin, and they like race to each other. And shit. it's just like the journey. It's like you said. Part of what is so good about Finding Dory is like the same thing that's good about Finding Nemo. It's like Marlin after losing his wife and all of his babies except for Nemo is so scared about leaving the comfort of the safety of their home.
Yeah, wait, let's talk about that because we missed that. What the fuck, Disney? There was one thing about murdering parents. Now you were murdering fetuses.
But like Marlin having to leave his comfort zone because he has to go out and search for his only son, his only remaining relative. And like the lengths that he has to go. It's like, it's not like we're ever told like, oh, where they lived was like off the coast of Mexico and he has to go all the way to fucking Australia.
That is true. They don't
like, you don't necessarily know, but you know that it's really fucking far.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I would never say that a movie needs to have like a villain for it to be good. But like again, one of the like beyond just the ending, the characters in A Bug's Life are they just I don't know. It's so amazing. Hopper's probably one of my all-time favorite Disney villains. With just like the way he carries himself.
All right, Tito.
What?
I feel like I've conceded like 4 or 5 times to you, I'll give you A Bug's Life.
No. Wait, what? You said you feel like you've conceded?
Yeah,
and then
I said
you
I
gave
feel
it
like
to
I've
me
conceded.
anyways. If anything, I thought you wanted me to go the other way.
Well, I was going to say like I've already been conceding the majority of these, but okay, so the next one is A Good Dinosaur and Toy Story 4.
Well, it's Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
Of course. It has to be. No, again, no, like it's you Woody's goodbye to Buzz.
It's almost like Buzz is like, I don't need to hear it, and they just kind of like hug.
You could have like died there and your life could have been fulfilled to infinity and beyond. And then just beep. Like it would have been a great life. It would have been a great life.
Also that everything leading up to that, them taking over the fucking RV and the fucking unicorn's like, oh, Dad's going to jail.
Yeah. Also just Key and Peele in that movie as Rabbit and Ducky, dude. Yeah. All right. Oh, we gotta play. Give us a cake. Give me the cake. Give me the cake.
And it's like they're like, we wait till she goes home. She's like in the bath with a glass of wine laying down, and they're just like,
dude. Oh god. Yeah.
That shit's
amazing.
funny.
Yeah.
Plus, at the end, you get that like dream sequence where they like turn into huge.
Do
like,
you really have laser
they're like
vision?
destroying everything. It's hilarious. All right, next we got Finding Dory versus Inside Out. So like, I feel for the same reason that Inside Out goes through.
Yes.
All right. Coco versus Toy Story 2.
Oh, God.
Dude, Toy Story 2 is my favorite movie. Like, it's my favorite of the Toy Stories.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the introduction to Jessie. You get...
and Bullseye.
Bullseye. And probably one of the most important parts is that all that backstory to Woody. And, like, what he was.
Not just that.
Also,
Jessie's backstory.
Yeah. Oh God.
That goddamn song.
That song. It's so.
We mentioned it on the music podcast, and now we'll mention it again. What the fuck, Disney? Let me bury my emotions. Stop ripping them out of me with these songs.
That entire sequence of her playing with the girl, and then she falls behind the bed. They forget about her. She comes out, and yeah. When somebody,
dude, it was like, you know what was fucked? The fact that she like finds her under the bed and then like it felt like she drove somewhere just to abandon her. Like, the fuck is the matter with you?
She's just like, she put her in her purse, like, oh, you're something special to me, and then she's like, and now you're going in this box. Goodbye.
Bye. Yeah.
What was the girl's name? I was gonna say Molly, but Molly is Andy's sister.
Younger sister.
Emily. It's Emily.
Yeah.
And then there's that whole speculation that Emily is actually Andy's mom. Because...
oh, really? I never heard that. I guess you don't really ever hear Andy's mom.
Because if you pay attention, the hat that Andy wears is a Jessie hat, a big version. So like you would think if you know, like they do that type of stuff. Like I could go to like Target and buy a Buzz Lightyear helmet that Max could wear right now or whatever. So it's like they make these bigger versions of what your toy wears so that the kid can wear it too. So there's that whole thing about like Jessie used to be Andy's mom, because if you pay attention in the
Jessie
sequence,
used to be Andy's mom.
Yeah, Jessie used to be Andy's mom's toy. Because if you pay attention, the posters that change are like stuff from the 70s.
Well, yeah, like I knew obviously,
and plus also like Woody is an old doll. They say that Woody is old.
Yeah.
All the cartoon and shit, the shows from like the 50s.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the 50s or something like that. But
yeah, like the 50s and 60s.
The movie's also, like, I'm assuming is set in the 90s, like when it first comes out. Yeah.
But then also you get that a majestic, amazing scene of the guy making Woody fucking like 100%.
Yeah.
The cleaning of the eyes and the painting of the boot and the sewing and it's amazing. I gotta go with Toy Story 2.
Also, dude. Yeah. Also, I really love like the prospectors just like
Stinky Pete is a good villain.
Yeah. I tried reasoning with you, Woody, but you just won't listen.
All right. Final four. Bug's Life versus Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4 takes the cake here. Again, no contest. Just because of so many different, like, it has so many beautiful moments. It's not, you can't just narrow it down to just like the wholesome ending. So many beautiful moments. I mean, Woody gives up his thing inside
his voice box.
His voice box for
that Gabby can finally become like a toy. She's never got to feel like she was actually a toy.
Or I thought it was that hers just broke and then she got put in the antique shop.
Yeah, but it was
she
like
manufactured with a broken one.
I don't remember if it was manufactured, but basically it's like she's been there the whole time. Like she felt like she's never actually been played with.
Yeah.
And it was also like heartbreaking that all she wanted was to be played with by the owner of the store's granddaughter. And when he finally gives her the voice box and she uses it, the little girl's like, "Oh, that's cool," and just like tosses it. But then the other little girl who's lost from her parents picks her up, and then she's like, "Thanks, Woody." And she just like, and it's like, yeah, it was like she was a villain, but they were able to turn this villain.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Toy Story 4. It's Toy Story 4.
All right. Inside Out versus Toy Story 2.
The question is, do we want two Toy Story movies going head to head?
Well, here's the thing. If that happens, Toy Story 2 is going to go through because we already said Toy Story 2 is our favorite one. Ow, I just punched the table. I don't know, dude. Like, Toy Story 2 is my favorite one. I don't know, dude. I almost thought that you were going to advocate for A Bug's Life over Toy Story 4.
Over Toy Story 4?
Yeah, because you would, like, literally
I couldn't because, like I said, I loved Hopper as like a villain, but it was also going up against Finding Nemo that doesn't really have a villain. So, like, you could maybe say Darla, like, at the end there, but it's not even so. She's not really necessarily a villain. She's just a child that doesn't know how to really take care of fish. It's not really, I wouldn't give her, like, a villainous, like, trait because of that.
Well, okay, so let's put it this way, right? In the last round, it was Toy Story versus Inside Out, and we were both just going to go Toy Story, and we talked ourselves into
Inside
Out. And if it would have been Toy Story 2 would have beat Toy Story.
Yes.
So I think Toy Story 2 wins.
So, yeah. I think it was always probably like a given.
It was always going to be a Toy Story movie.
It was always going to be a Toy Story movie. There's like... As much
There's
as
four of them and they're amazing.
Yeah, even though I don't like Toy Story 3 that much, or it's like my least favorite, by no means do I think it's a shitty movie. By no means.
And again, like it's the voice, like the voices that literally we grew up on. Toy Story came out in 1995. I was 4 years old. Like that Tim Allen and Tom Hanks. I mean, Tom Hanks is everybody's dad.
It's America's Dad.
So...
Did he win an award for America's Dad or no?
I don't know.
No, it was something else.
All right. So our for the final, or for the, I guess, the semifinals, right? We got Toy Story 4 versus Toy Story 2. And we've already said. So, like,
Okay.
you've been advocating so much about Toy Story 4.
Hey, it's just because, like, I'm thinking, like, ahead and all this stuff, and it's making me question random shit here.
I feel like we're also going, like, nostalgia over actual story.
I don't know. I wouldn't
actually,
say
no,
that.
that's
First of
not
all,
true.
Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 4
amazing.
have like probably like neck and neck with beautiful fucking heartfelt moments and just overall like amazingness when it comes to movies. I'll say this right now and I'll stand by it. Like as much as I like Toy Story 2 and it's my favorite of the Toy Stories over Toy Story 4, I think personally, and I know we haven't even like finished this bracket, but I think Hunchback beats Toy Story 2, but doesn't beat Toy Story 4.
Well, now, we're going ahead.
We're stepping ahead. I
You're
know.
stepping ahead here.
But like, I'm extremely.
This is the reason why we said we can't think like that, because
Okay.
this is what we were talking about
okay,
when we were talking about Moana and before.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this one beats this one, but I don't think it beats this one.
Yeah.
So like, if you're already thinking we can't let Hunchback win, so we have to put Toy Story 4
No, but
in,
it's just I just don't. It's not that. It was just a quick thought of. Like, because like you said, are we basing this off of nostalgia or just the fact that Toy Story 2 is our favorite out of the Toy Stories? Does that mean it immediately beats Toy Story 4? I mean, this bracket is completely opinion based. So, I mean, we could just be like, Toy Story 2 wins this side. Like, no contest because we've already proclaimed way early on in like one of the original podcasts that Toy Story 2 was our favorite of the four. Like, if we're just
we put them in the same order. It's Toy Story 2, Toy Story 4.
No, we didn't. We did not.
Oh, you think Toy Story 4 comes
4.
after?
Yeah, 2, 4.
No,
2, 4,
2,
1, 3.
1, 4, 3.
No, you're dead wrong. It's 2, 4.
Dude, the fucking OG. The only reason the first one doesn't.
That's your
isn't
mistake. That's your mistake. That you're just because it was the OG, you're giving it second place, and it's not true. 2, 4, 1, 3.
It's 2,
and the
1,
proof,
4, 3.
The proof is in our
in the
bracket,
pudding.
Junior. Who's at the end here? It's 4 and 2.
That's
2, 4, 1, 3.
Yeah, but
the bracket proves you wrong.
It's not. That's not true, because we also went random generator, because
if
Toy
4
Story 2,
and 1 would have come head to head, 4 wins.
If 4 and 1
wins.
would have come head to head, we would have been sitting here for the next hour debating it,
4
and we would have had to do a
wins.
part 3.
4 wins.
You're dumb and you're stupid.
No, you're wrong, and I hate you.
You're not just ugly. You're stupid.
No, you're not just wrong. You're stupid, and you're ugly, just like your mother. The Cat in the Hat. With Mike Myers. So Toy Story 2.
Yeah, again, Toy Story 4, because even though it's the end of Woody, it's also the end of Woody, and like in Toy Story 2, there was still like that they're all still together type of thing. It was the whole Andy or Woody needing to get back to Andy because Andy was torn up. Did you see what I did there? Torn up because Woody got ripped.
Up.
Yeah.
I did see what you did there.
All right.
Oh, I forgot. You're broken.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Plus,
really, the beginning of that movie is amazing. The 5 minutes. That's awesome. And the rescue with Buster to save Wheezy is amazing too.
Yes. And the fact that I'm pretty sure at that point Woody does it like one-handed basically because he can't really use his other arm.
Yeah. Act casual. Not that casual.
Not that casual.
All right.
The fact that the toys like befriended the dog too was hilarious.
Yeah. And he's like, reach for the sky. And then he falls. And then when Andy goes like, bam. And he's
He'll
like,
be sitting there eating delicious hot schmoes.
They're
They're
called,
called S'mores, Buzz. Right. No, yeah. Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2.
All right, here we go. The final. It's Toy Story 2 versus The Hunchback of Notre Dame. You already said The Hunchback beats Toy Story 2.
For me, like, I mean, again, we can have this discussion and argument and get to and either concede to either side wherever you're at. For me, The Hunchback, I can already hear Joey yelling at me like, "Why do you think The Hunchback of Notre Dame is such a good movie?" Because it is, Joey.
Yeah.
Because it is.
Yeah. Also, Joey, like, I think you need to log into Disney Plus and sit down and watch this one again because for some reason what are you, some sort of heartless bastard here? Like, The Hunchback is amazing. All these underrated Disney movies are underrated for no goddamn reason.
Yeah,
it is a reason. It's for people like you, Joey.
I have no idea. Like, I honestly feel like maybe like someone as a child like watched it once, and again, like I don't know. I feel like there's so many things in the movie that maybe went over people's heads that they didn't revisit these movies. Also, like, again, we've talked about like the VHS collection that we grew up with, that it was just like the amount of times that we've probably seen the classic Disney movies is like probably at this point close to the hundreds from like our childhood and the stuff that we used to just do just because we loved watching movies with like dad. So
yeah,
it's to
The
to
Hunchback
me,
is a great movie.
To me, the reason why I think The Hunchback beats it out over is there is a lot of camaraderie in like Toy Story 2 and like, I mean, just in general, the Toy Story movies and everything that happens with them. And again, beautiful, amazing, heartfelt moments in so many of them. But Frollo, such an amazing villain. And again, we talked about, like, again, comparing him to Hopper to the point of, like, you have this person that's in a position of power that's supposed to be doing, because, like, Hopper, technically the crickets are getting food from the ants because they're under the ants' protection, similar to the same way that Frollo is a judge and is supposed to be carrying out justice, when in actuality, it's injustice that he's carrying out. Even, like, the very beginning, seeing Frollo humble himself to, like, the eyes of Notre Dame during that song, like, and you just see him get like chills, like, Jesus Christ, what have I done? Like such an amazing character, villain also. And I don't think,
I mean, the songs are amazing.
Yeah, I don't think like there's a part of Toy Story that necessarily touches, Frollo in that. On top of the fact, again, Hunchback of Notre Dame has an amazing soundtrack. Toy Story.
Well, like,
Toy
Pixar
Story
seems to have like a lot less villains. Like, Toy Story has like villains in all four of them, but like,
yes,
aside from that, like, a lot of these other ones like don't have as many villains. Like,
or like
Cars has like no villains.
Yeah, they have like, I guess the term antagonist might come to mind, which doesn't always mean like a villain. It's just someone that has like a negative connotation, because in that one it's the green car. Like,
there's no like Finding Nemo, Finding Dory. They don't really have villains.
Nope.
Onward doesn't really have a villain. It's just like a race against time.
It's just all the like magic stuff that they have to go through. And stuff, yeah.
Like, that's more of like,
I mean,
they
fight a stone dragon at the end, but I wouldn't really call that like a villain. It's just more like a guardian of whatever that jewel that they're after.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, like, Bug's Life had like a good villain, and I feel like Bug's Life is the only one where the villain gets killed.
Yeah, he gets eaten by those baby birds.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Ah! Yeah. But anyways, back to the competition at hand here.
So here's what I'll say. Toy Story 2, and you can't deny this, has one of, if not the best openings of all time. Rex playing the video game before you know that it's a video game is amazing.
Yes, but also, like, it is 100% amazing, but you can't also discount, like, the Quasimodo's, like, small origin story with the song that, what the hell's the jester's name?
The
like,
bells of Notre Dame. Clopel.
Clopel tells, like, I don't know. It's, to me, just as a whole, both movies sit in the pantheon. Both movies sit in the pantheon of amazing Disney movies, but The Hunchback takes the cake for me when it comes to The Hunchback versus Toy Story 2. For me,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, The Hunchback is a better movie.
Yes.
The Hunchback is a better movie.
Boom, Joey, shut up.
The Hunchback is a better movie. The soundtrack is amazing. The story is really compelling. The ending with Quasimodo holding Esmeralda on top of Notre Dame. The death of Frollo.
Dude, Phoebus's save of Quasimodo was freaking amazing too. Like, especially the first time that you watch it, and because you had no idea Phoebus was even up there. Like, Esmeralda trying to pick up this, like, dude and just slips as he falls.
Quasimodo.
And I don't know where, like, Phoebus just comes out, grabs him. Like, talk about right place at the right time.
Yeah. But when I mean, holy shit. Him literally breaking the chains that he's bound with, grabbing the rope, freaking swinging down Notre Dame to get to where Esmeralda is burning, like about to be burned at the stake.
Seriously, if a movie has never given you chills, watch Hunchback of Notre Dame. See how many times you get chills. Watch it. Just watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Toy Story 2 doesn't give me any chills. Like it's a good, wholesome, really funny movie. Yeah, it's more funny, and it's got like a good story than anything. But yeah, The Hunchback is like a fucking perfect movie.
You heard it here first, people. Watch The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
The Hunchback wins, guys. The Hunchback wins. It beat the Pixar movies. I'm sure there's people out there that thought that a Pixar movie was the one that was gonna win the whole time, but nah, man. The Hunchback. Go and watch it.
Not according to us.
Go and watch The Hunchback of Notre Dame right now.
But thank you guys for being a part of this. Hopefully, if you guys had any disagreements or agreements with us, reach out to us. Tell us about. We didn't talk about every single Disney movie that was out there. We went through a list of all the ones that we could to kind of like put up on the category. So if like there was a Disney movie that you feel like wasn't on the Disney side that should have been there, let us know. Tell us a different movie that you think maybe was better than The Hunchback, and tell us why. We'll tell you why you're wrong, but tell us why. But as always, if you want to reach out to me at all, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at BanditoTito93, guys. I'd love to hear from you guys.
You guys can also reach out to me at pops.maniac as well as nerdy.bros.inc on Instagram. Also, like I said, make sure that you guys leave a comment. I'll be leaving the link. Make sure that you leave a comment on the Nintendo 64 episode on YouTube, as well as make sure that you're subscribed to the channel to enter for a chance to win some free merch from us.
Free merch.
But that's going to be it from this episode, guys. Have a good week.
Have a good week, guys. Okay, boy.